So some things you should not do as a freight broker, things that you definitely need to consider moving forward. As a freight broker or somebody that's working with carriers on a daily basis, one of the things you definitely should consider is being available for your carriers and your truck drivers, right? So being available in terms of any issues they may have, whatever that may be, a way for them to communicate with you. Okay, it could be some kind of specific channel that you use. It could be Discord, it could be Slack, something like that. It could just be WhatsApp or Viber, as an example, or email. Just not for you to ignore them in that respect. That's what a lot of carriers look for and drivers look for when they're choosing a freight broker partner to run loads for. And that lack of responsiveness can definitely hurt your business moving forward. If you don't fix the communication on your end, hey, we're all human beings. Some people get thrown in this industry without the proper training and the proper education as to how they should be functioning. So it makes sense why somebody would not know exactly how they're supposed to communicate with carriers, respectively drivers as well. Another thing you need to consider is paying your carriers on time, paying invoices on time. It's a big problem in the industry. Not paying your invoices on time can definitely hurt you. And it can hurt your growth as well, because your credit score will be affected as a business. And that pathway towards a credit score even showing up will be, or a good credit score showing up, will definitely be a long run. So you have to pay attention to that. Get something like a factoring service to engage with your carriers in the right way. Is a good idea for you moving forward as a freight brokerage. Also, not providing full shipment details is a pet peeve of carriers and drivers. So things like pickup numbers and providing it on time before the guy even or lady shows up for a pickup. This is important. A lot of people don't do this, and it can hurt their company and in the way their reputation is looked at as well. Another thing is definitely being ignorant to carriers' concerns or questions. It could be things like just the payment itself. It could be detention. It could be layover. Things like this definitely hurt your ability to be looked at as a broker of choice by carriers and drivers alike. Okay. Another thing is trying to maximize your profit as a broker by paying super cheap. Okay, so you take a load for 1,200 bucks, and then you're looking to pay a carrier 400 bucks, right? So you can make your $800 of profit, right? So that is a problem. That's not how you should be quoting your pricing. Um, it really does hurt the industry in the long run doing it this way. You will have your opportunities to make money, and it should primarily come from high volume stuff and multiple shippers giving you multiple loads per week. And as you build your book of business, the quality of your book of business will come from that, rather than you just having one customer getting loads for 1,200 bucks and finding carriers to run it for 400. Granted, yes, those carriers should not be running loads for 400, but it is a pet peeve of carriers when you're trying to inch them away from their profit by paying super cheap. Okay. Another thing is short paying the detention and layovers. That's definitely a problem in the industry, right? So you're getting 250 for a layover from the shipper, and you end up paying the carrier 100 bucks or less than that, or not giving the carrier the detention that they deserve, right? So if they have $500 of detention, that should go to the carrier. It should not be something that you are holding for yourself as your profit, or trying to increase your profit margins from these accessorial or extra charges, and having drivers sit around for free. That's obviously a problem in the industry. Okay. And also, if you're positioning yourself as a boss and not as a partner in the transaction, it is a pet peeve of carriers and brokers alike. And of course, throwing carriers under the bus towards the shipper and ruining the reputation of that carrier, right? Saying things like, well, it's the carrier's fault. the carrier didn't show up on time. Meanwhile, it's you that is the problem because you didn't highlight for the carrier when they're supposed to go in for pickup, or you weren't honest in terms of when that freight is ready for pickup or delivery, even in that example as well. Okay, so keep these things in mind, and you should be fine in terms of brokering freight in the long run.